Welcome to the Explainer. So let's dive right into this complete guide to demystifying exactly how your iPhone secures your digital life. Look, if you've ever felt that moment of sheer, utter panic when you drop your phone on a hard surface, or, it takes an unexpected swim in the pool, well, this explainer is absolutely for you. We're going to unpack the invisible mechanics that keep your photos, your messages, and all your settings perfectly safe.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. We're looking at your digital safety net, iCloud versus computer backups, the automatic backup process, how to actually restore your data, and finally, some common errors and best practices. Let's get into it.
Chapter 1, your digital safety net. Let's start with the absolute nightmare scenario, right? Losing your phone. Imagine dropping it down an elevator shaft. It's just gone forever. But if you have a backup, the only thing you've actually lost is a piece of metal and glass. Because a backup isn't just a random file or a copy of your photos. It's a comprehensive snapshot. It's a digital safety net designed to catch literally everything that makes your phone uniquely yours. When disaster strikes, this snapshot lets you pick up exactly where you left off, right down to your saved Wi-Fi passwords and the exact layout of your apps on the home screen. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty technical mechanics of how this data moves, you should know that this safety net is designed to operate completely seamlessly while you sleep. Simply plugging your phone into the wall is usually the catalyst that sets this whole invisible process into motion. You don't even have to think about it, which honestly is the pure genius of the system. Moving on to Chapter 2, iCloud versus computer backups. So, you've got a fork in the road when it comes to choosing where your digital vault actually lives. You essentially have two completely different environments to choose from. Path 1 is the automated, effortless convenience of the cloud. Path 2, the speed and massive storage capacity of your local computer. iCloud happens automatically over Wi-Fi, though, you might need to drop a few bucks a month for extra storage. On the flip side, backing up to your Mac or PC is completely free and doesn't need an internet connection. But you do have to actually remember to plug it in or sync it up over your local network. If you go the cloud route, and let's be real, that's what most of us do today for pure convenience, your data is fully encrypted and travels wirelessly over the internet straight to Apple's servers. It's basically beaming up a secure copy of your digital footprint completely hands-free. Now, what's super interesting here is what is not included. To save your valuable storage space, Apple uses this incredibly smart deduplication strategy. It backs up your photos, well, actually scratch that, it doesn't back up things like your iCloud photos, your contacts, or your calendars inside the backup file itself. Why? Because those items are already safely synced to the cloud separately. Instead of storing them twice and chewing up all your space, Apple just skips them in the backup and downloads them back to your phone right alongside the backup when you restore. Pretty clever, right?
Alternatively, if we look at the local computer route, backing up directly via Finder on a Mac or the Apple Devices app on Windows is often way faster, mostly because it relies on a physical USB cable instead of your internet speed. Plus, and this is absolutely crucial, if you check that Encrypt Local Backup option, it includes even more sensitive data. We're talking saved passwords, health data, website login tokens. If you don't check that box, Apple intentionally leaves that sensitive data behind to protect you.
All right, Chapter 3, the automatic backup process. Let's pull back the curtain on how this invisible magic actually happens every single day without you lifting a finger. Your iPhone is incredibly smart. It operates kind of like a vigilant night watchman. It waits until 4 very specific conditions are met simultaneously before it silently kicks off the backup. It checks. Okay, are we on Wi-Fi? Yes. Is the screen locked so the user isn't actively messing with it? Yes. Are we plugged into power so the battery won't die mid-backup? Yes. And do we have enough cloud storage? Yes. Only when all 4 align does the vault open. And once that vault opens, an ingenious 6-step process kicks in to guarantee maximum efficiency and ironclad security. It doesn't just blindly upload your whole phone. First, iOS scans for what's actually changed. Second, it compares that to yesterday's backup. Third, it compresses the data. Fourth, it locks it down with encryption before it ever even leaves your device. Fifth, it transmits it via a secure HTTPS connection. And finally, step 6, Apple verifies that the whole package arrived successfully. To truly appreciate how efficient this is, let's look at the numbers. Just imagine your very first backup takes up a massive 200 gigabytes of data. I mean, that could take hours to upload over a standard home internet connection. But thanks to Apple's Incremental backup feature, the next day's backup might only be a tiny little 300 megabytes. And right there, that's the aha moment. The system is so ridiculously efficient because it's never starting from scratch after that first day.
It's really just adding the newest pieces to the puzzle. A few new text messages, a changed app setting, maybe a saved game state. This incremental approach saves a massive amount of time, internet bandwidth, battery life, and, of course, storage space. Because of that compression and leaving out the already synced data we talked about earlier, the actual backup size you need is surprisingly much smaller than your phone's total used storage. To put that into perspective, if you've got a 256GB iPhone, your backup might only take up, say, 60 to 140 gigabytes. It's highly optimized, so you aren't forced into buying those massive, expensive cloud storage tiers just to keep your phone protected.
Chapter 4. Restoring your data.
So your safety net is full, the backups have been running flawlessly. But how do we actually use it when we get a shiny new device, or if we have to recover from a disaster? Restoring is a really elegant, simple sequence. When you power on that new iPhone, you just choose your source, either the cloud or your computer, and sign in. The phone then downloads the core backup first. And what's brilliant here is step 6. It gets you to your home screen super fast, so you can actually start making calls and sending texts right away, while all the heavier stuff, like your third-party apps and your massive photo library, seamlessly populate in the background over the next few hours.
And finally, Chapter 5, Errors and Best Practices. Look, even technological magic has the occasional hiccup, right? So let's look at how to maintain your digital vault. If you ever wake up to one of those frustrating messages like backup failed or backup could not be completed, honestly, don't panic. The fix is usually incredibly straightforward. It often just means your Wi-Fi dropped out overnight, or maybe your charging cable wasn't pushed in all the way. If you see not enough storage, you simply need to clear out some old videos or upgrade your iCloud plan. And hey, when in doubt, just restart your iPhone or check for an iOS update. That literally solves the vast majority of software glitches. It's also super vital to remember that Apple treats your backup like an impenetrable vault. If you turn on features like advanced data protection, your data is completely scrambled with end-to-end encryption before it even leaves your phone. Meaning, not even Apple has the keys to read your files. Your data is yours, completely secure against any cloud data breaches. To guarantee total peace of mind, we highly recommend following these best practices. Let automatic iCloud backup do its thing every single day. But always, and I mean always, do a manual backup right before any major iOS update or before you hand your phone over for a hardware repair. And if you're switching phones and want every single login and health record preserved instantly, definitely use that encrypted local backup option on a computer. Having a recent backup completely transforms what could be a total personal disaster into nothing more than a minor inconvenience and a quick trip to the store. So I'm going to leave you with this question. If your iPhone disappeared today, is your safety net ready to catch you? Go check your settings right now, look at the timestamp of your last successful backup, and make sure your digital life is truly protected. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and stay curious.